Hello everyone, my name is DustInLint's and welcome to this Let's Look At for a game called The Curious Expedition. This is a game developed and published by, and I really hope I pronounce this correctly, Maschinen-Mensch, who are based in Berlin, Germany. This is in early access right now, but it is supposed to be released I believe sometime before the end of 2015. Don't quote me on that though. I'm just fairly certain of that. Currently, this is available on Steam for purchase through early access at the regular price of at the price of $16.99 Canadian, which or your regional equivalent. Keep in mind that $16.99 Canadian seems high, but that's because the Canadian dollar right now is not doing so well. What is the Curious Expedition? It is a roguelike expedition sim set in the late 19th century, in which you will venture on unprecedented expeditions to regions never explored before. I'll show you this in the gameplay in just a moment. This game, I've put in about 5 hours into it now. I've had good experiences with it, and some stranger experiences with it. I'm not sure if it's related to my computer or the fact that this is still in early access, but I have noticed in the later game, at times I have computer slowdowns, which I find very odd. I'm not sure if it's just trying to process too many things all at once, and it just seems to be optimized more, but that doesn't happen all the time. It only happens on certain occasions. I haven't pinpointed what causes that for certain, but hopefully I will be able to soon. Let's start up a new game here. So, when you start up a new game, generally if this is your first time playing, I believe you only have these first 4 characters to select from. Maybe, actually no. I believe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I believe these first 6 characters to choose from, and then you can unlock other characters by completing various objectives, such as finish the game rank 3+ without getting into combat, which might not sound that difficult, but trust me, it is very difficult to avoid combat most of the time. This game, what does it remind me of? It reminds me of a lot of Oregon Trail, if anyone is fond or familiar with that. And also a bit of a more recent comparison would be to Renowned Explorers International Society, I believe it's called, which definitely has a different art aesthetic than this. This is very much so in the pixel art style, as opposed to that which has its own unique art style, but that doesn't deter from this game. This game has quite a lot of good content packed into it. So I'm just going to load up a game here. Who is this? HP Lovecraft. Oh, I think this is a new character you can play as of the new Halloween update. Very sensitive English author with an affinity for unspeakable horrors. Cosmic indifferent. Improves usage of the Necronomicon at the cost of lower max sanity. Sure, let's try this. And every character has different things that they start with and have different perks, like this person has reduced aggro chance but can't use weapons in combat. But we're gonna try HP Lovecraft because, why not? Welcome back to the Explorers Club, old friend. Have you heard that we are building a statue in honor of expeditions of the most famous members? Word is that you have a good chance of seeing your own likeliness in that statue. However, is afraid to tell you that it's too fast for me. You and your rivals are on expeditions with the too fast. Now go explore. Adventure awaits. So we are against John Hewson, Isabel Bird, Richard Francis Burton, and Freya Stark. Now generally the game is, I would say, really well paced and also has a really good replayability. You go on a total of 6 expeditions if you can make it that far, and every expedition you go on gives you a certain amount of fame, which is compared to everyone else here, similar to that of like I said, renowned explorers, international society, and at the end, and you also have funds to buy new equipment. But let's go here first. After getting up very early, I hurried to the harbor. There were still some preparations necessary, so I sat on the pier and waited. A missionary approached me while he waited. He had decided to leave England and demanded that we take him to a nearby native village in order to spread the word of God. You can either choose to accept or refuse. I generally like to try and accept these missions unless there's a blaring reason why not to. Like, sometimes I'm going for a non-aggressive run and they'll ask me to hunt a certain animal or something like that, and that's one of the few situations where I probably would rather not to. I accepted since I would gladly help spread the word of God. I rejoiced as the ship was prepared to leave the harbor, and thus we set off on an expedition. So, just a second here. Day 1. The missionary had marked the location of the village he wanted to visit on our map. So, generally, you won't know what every location is, but you'll know that there are locations to visit by these question marks here. It just so happened because of the mission that we took, we know where our first village is. Ooh, we have less sanity. Necronomicon, left click to use. What happens if I use this? Negative 35 sanity. We may have opened up some kind of portal. Explore portal. An ancient gate stood before us. In the center is a swirl of light that forms some kind of portal. Let's enter it. You muster up all your courage and marched into the arch. A moment later, we stepped out into a mysterious and strange landscape. The portal behind us was gone. Okay, so we have a new expedition. Oh, void. Prehistoric lands. This is new for me. I have not done the Halloween update content yet, and this is going to be very interesting. So you move around the map by clicking a point to go to, and then clicking on it again to travel. Different spots on the map give you a harder time to travel through mountains. Unless you have dynamite, you cannot pass through it. And here we found our first location of interest, a shrine. Shrines are a little interesting. I could swear I heard the sound of rushing water underneath the ground. So if you go into these shrines and take what's in them, there's usually a poor repercussion, but we'll see if that does ensue or not. We carefully entered, investigate the altar. So we could take the golden skull, which we can sell or exchange for more fame afterwards. After this expedition, tome page of abomination. Well, we have room, so we may as well take everything, I guess. I would not leave empty-handed. We took the artifact from the altar. We grabbed what we could and hurried outside as enormous fountains of water broke through the ground and started to flood the whole area. Okay, so now I should have realized that I may have wanted to approach things slightly differently, knowing that what our sanity situation was like, but we have some whiskey here to recover our sanity, but depending on... Oh my goodness, another shrine already. Do we dare? I think we have to. Well, we don't have to, but oh, more rushing water. So there's this whole risk-reward thing here with do you want to take these items for more riches or fame at the risk of potentially losing the expedition? Most of the time I like to try and take the risk unless I know for a fact that it's going to lead to rather terrible consequences. And these areas with these little circles here are indicators of enemies that we can encounter. If I hover over it, it shows an aggro chance, and if we aggro them, then they'll follow us for a certain distance before either catching up to us or losing interest. Okay, we probably need to drink some more whiskey here, otherwise I'm going to be in a very bad position. Hopefully this won't be a dead end with the void on our other side. Man, this is strange, this Cthulhu or the HP Lovecraftian world. I wonder if... Oh. Oh my god, is that another shrine? Do I dare? Oh boy. Enter shrine. I have room for one thing if I really want it. Investigate the altar. Golden head or golden owl head? I think the golden owl head would be worth more, so I'll take that. And the climate began to change. So there's quite a few different okay. We're gonna encounter our insanity mechanic soon, because I have poorly managed that. Once you hit 0 sanity, there's a good chance for bad things to start happening real fast. Which normally I'm a lot better about, but this game is one of those ones where, oh my god, another freaking shrine. I can't. I don't even have the room. But yeah, unless I find a village here that lets us rest in it, I'm afraid about what's going to happen soon. Oh my Lanta. Oh, we have an event pop up. We were exhausted and tired. As the night fell, Sister Bea approached me with a suggestion. If we butcher one of our animals, we might be able to regain much needed energy and still new hope. Butcher Mr. James? How can we butcher Mr. James? Refuse. I could not lose a precious animal. Sister Bea was out of her mind and screamed curses at me before running off into the night. So that's actually not one of the worst things that could have happened, but at the same time, things are not doing so hot right now. Please tell me that this will be like a village down here, and that we can rest and maybe recover some of our sanity. No, instead it is... Oh no. Why? Why? Refuse. Now he's left. Yeah, things are going to escalate like this quite fast. Discard. Oh, he was... no. Salmon loot. Well, you know what? I'm going to take all. So-and-so was shaken by the encounter. And then we'll eat these to recover some sanity. Cocoa leaves. And perfect. Okay. Can I use this again to go back home? A world around us began to dissolve into nothing in darkness. Cold darkness of space. A moment before I lost consciousness, I saw something out there in the dark. It was unspeakable. That was the last thing I could remember before waking up. So, I guess I didn't need to risk losing everyone and just went for a couple of artifacts there, but at the same time, we got to see some kind of interesting things there. Admittedly, I have probably put myself at a great disadvantage now, but that's the thing. This game is all about the decisions that you decide to make for yourself. A lot of the time, I am greedy and decide to make poor decisions. Oh, I can't rest yet. Would you want my metal cubes? Put the cube in my chest. I feel terrible about making that reference there. I don't even get plus standing if I give them that. What if I give you one of the cooked meats? 2 of the cooked meats? Okay. Please let me stay at your village. Oh my god. They don't even let me stay at the village. How about you let me recruit? Oh my girl. I can't believe this. This is a terrible start. But that's just because I am incredibly greedy, and now we are going to pay the consequences. And you'll get to see what losing a game early on is like if you're greedy. I suggest not doing what I do. Visibly upset. Investigate the region. Continue. Now, this is one of those games where you can Or you can go pretty fast if you want, but I also really do enjoy the flavor text at times. I just am doing this for the purposes of... Oh, that's right. I'll get rid of the torches. Oh, okay. And I guess that too. So that way I'm not overburdened. I'm not going to promote him because he could be leaving me at any moment here. Yeah, I've bunged this up terribly. Oh, refuse. Ah, it's just me and my donkey. I feel like Shrek. Oh, wait. I'm overburdened. I didn't realize I could actually move if I'm overburdened. Mr. James laughed hysterically and cursed our efforts. Mr. James looked at me and whispered that everything would be fine. He's now my only friend in this dark moment. Wow, we are real crazy right now. Like, real crazy. Normally things go a lot better than this, but I thought I would investigate the Necronomicon and H.P. Lovecraft in the Halloween update a little bit, but that may have been inadvisable. I hit the screen. It was only me and my trusted fellow Mr. James now. He's my only friend in this dark moment. Oh boy. I'm not even sure where to go from here. Probably up in this direction here somewhere. That hyena is kind of following us. We had to do something, otherwise problems would soon start showing up amongst the men. Feared that if we did not make some progress quickly, our expedition would be doomed to fail. Already, I'm pretty sure it's almost 100% certain to fail right now, but I don't know. This game is very punishing if you decide to be overly greedy, like I am. You have to make the smart decisions. Just as I began to lose my last glint of hope, a native walked up to me. It seemed as if the people of this region thought well of me. The native offered his help. Yes. I was thankful for the offer. God knows I could use the company for the last few days. And he doesn't seem like as if he's going to abandon me either. Normally, natives are not willing to join you, but thankfully it seems like as if he might be this time around. And maybe this will be our way out of here. No, this is just another shrine. I can't. And now I'm afraid to promote him because he might abandon me like all the... Oh, we found our way out. The way you end a mission is by exploring up until you find these great golden pyramids. Sometimes they'll have certain conditions to actually use them. Sometimes you'll have to collect these moonstones from the shrines to actually unlock the entrance to the golden pyramid, or sometimes you'll have to open up or unlock shrines to unbury the golden pyramid. But thankfully early on, all you have to do is find it and then you're able to leave. After all this hardship, euphoria overcame me. I knew that my name was H.P. Lovecraft, or that my name, H.P. Lovecraft, would down... Oh my god, I can't even read anymore. I apologize for that. Maybe I'm becoming a little bit insane from this start that I had as well. And at the end of every expedition, one way or another, it says triumph, and you get a choice between 3 perks unless you choose someone that allows you to have more or less. Waterproof reduces movement costs in shallow rivers. Recruit up to 2 units per expedition, or reduce move costs when crossing hills. Since how we've lost a few people, that might be my best option here. And surprisingly enough, I'm not in last place. I would have thought for sure I would be. Necronomicon. It was interesting, but I'll trade it for fame. And just barely get into first. And you can see that you can sell each of these items for either fame or funds. You know what, let's give ourselves a good head start here. And then, oh. Do I need that much of a head start, though? I do also need funds. Sell. And sell. And this is sort of like a resource management game. Oh my god, 2 brown flags. I'm not a huge fan of either of those options. I'm overwhelmed. A merchant approached me with a request asking me to acquire a precious idol. I will accept this mission. So, this more or less encompasses what happens in a game. Obviously, it can go a lot better than this normally, but I just chose to do things rather poorly to be an example of what not to do and how terribly things can get out of control if you choose to do the greedy option as opposed to the maybe more so smart option. Oh man, I can acquire 2 people here. Now, what do you have? Strong mind and racist. I might take her for the strong mind. And barter. We have a lot of fun, so we are going to buy all of the whiskey. Deal. I could have bought a couple other things there, but I felt like saving my funds for next time around. So, this is more or less a game of the Curious Expedition. Would I recommend it at its current price point? Yes, I would. But if you're a little wary of purchasing early access games, it's going to be out pretty soon anyways, so feel free to wait. But I'd say it's pretty good even in its current state. This has been the Curious Expedition. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it to this point of the video, feel free to support it in the form of a like. It helps me out a lot. It shows that you want to continue to watch this series. And if you want to see more videos like this one, you can always click that link in the description to subscribe to my channel to be notified whenever I upload any new content, whether it's of this or of any other kind. And I will also provide the link to the Steam store page where you can purchase this in its early access form or in its full release once it has been released. That'll be it. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you next time.